The requests for this one, honeys, overwhelming. About a month ago, I proposed all of the different tater talks that we could have where I sit down with my taters and we talk. And there was a huge demand for a video talking about how to stop caring about what other people think so much. The time has come. Let's talk about it. If you're new here, hey, I'm Healthy Emmy. I'm a nutritionist, the creator of the Slim on Starch program, and a tater talker. If you want to improve your health and wellness, click the subscribe button. Today we are featuring the Japanese sweet potatoes. I got these babies from my local Asian market on sale for 78 cents a pound. Your girl went to town. To bake these guys, I preheat the oven to 425 Fahrenheit. Put these on a cookie sheet, wash them, put it in the oven for about 50 to 60 minutes, took them out, and these were actually sitting overnight, which I don't always do that with the Japanese. The Hawaiian sweet potatoes, those must sit overnight, but these I will eat just directly out of the oven, but I actually baked these yesterday. I've done my meditation, always meditate before I eat. Now it is time for me to taste test the potatoes and to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm gonna start with this little guy. I forgot my cinnamon. Gotta get my cinnamon. Why didn't you guys tell me I forgot my cinnamon? Just when you think you know someone, huh? Now, what I really enjoy about this method of cooking is how caramelized it gets. Look at that. Are we kidding? It's so caramelized and delicious. Gold cutlery, because I am a queen. Let's taste test it, and then we'll rate it. That is so good. Oh, it is so good. I'm going to give it a 9. And I do always eat the skin, but that couldn't be the taste test. But I do eat the skin. Not caring about what other people think. Of course, we have to care to some degree. We have to have some level of self-awareness. I'm not saying that you shouldn't care so much that you stop showering. We still have to have personal hygiene. So, of course, there is a level of awareness that we have to have here toward caring. But what I find is so many people are so crippled by caring so much about what other people think that they are unable to, just be at peace. They're so overwhelmed in everything that they do, thinking, what are people thinking of me? Are they judging me? Are they laughing at me? Are they making fun of me? But also, it prevents so many people from doing what they truly love, wearing what they truly love, loving who they truly love, joining a pickleball league because they're embarrassed of what people might think if they get out there on the court, or going to the gym because they're embarrassed of what everyone's going to think about them. It's so heartbreaking to hear about, because usually what it is that you truly want to do is going to make you a happier or a healthier person. And you're preventing yourself from doing that because you're placing so much value on what other people are going to think. I mean, think about it. What is it that you're not doing because you are afraid of what other people are going to think about you? Is it something that's going to make you happier or healthier? The answer is yes. Then you got to do it. There's something in psychology known as the spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is the phenomenon that we all think that there's this big spotlight on us and everybody is analyzing our every move. The reality is that everybody is falling victim to the spotlight effect. And if everybody thinks that everybody's thinking about them, then really nobody's thinking about other people, because people are so busy thinking about themselves. There is no spotlight on you. People don't notice the pimple on your chin because they're too busy worrying about the pimple on their chin. There's a quote that I love, and I think it's funny. And, you could say, Emmy, that is so depressing. Or you could say, I like that. I say, if we don't laugh, we'll cry, so we may as well laugh about it. The quote is, we would care so little if we knew how little people cared. So sure, we might think that people are so obsessed with us that they notice the pimple on our chin, when the reality is they're pretty obsessed with themselves and they're pretty concerned with what's going on in their lives. They don't notice that pimple on your chin. Well, we may think that when we go to the gym, all eyes are on us. Everybody's so busy worried about themselves. Everybody is the own main character in their lives. Now, this isn't to say that nobody cares about you, because that is not true. There are plenty of people in your life that love you and care about you. But my guess is that you're probably concerned with not what those people think, but what strangers think about you. People who really aren't main characters in your world, strangers, you're concerned about what they think about you. But what about the people that truly do love and care for you? Hello, mister. Can you see a little Versace? Do you want some sweet potato? No, you're a cat. There's the saying that those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. For the people around you that truly love and care for you, they're going to want you to be happy and healthy. Remember back to what I said at the beginning of this Tater Talk, that I asked you the question of, what is it that you're not doing because you're afraid of what other people are going to say about you or think about you? It's usually something that's going to make you happier or healthier. The people that love you, they want you to be happier and healthier. So now what's preventing you from doing that thing? Why are we placing so much value on what strangers think about us? Shouldn't we care about those who love us and that we care for? Shouldn't we focus on them and they want us to be happy and healthy? So why do we prevent ourselves from doing what makes us happier and healthier because of what random strangers who really don't even care about us are going to think? I'm sitting here talking to a camera, eating potatoes. Somebody might excuse me, sir. Somebody might walk by and say, this girl is tapped. She's insane. What is she doing? Well, clearly that person has no idea what I actually am doing. I'm doing something that I love. I'm building connection with those that watch this video. Hopefully I'm helping people. I feel completely confident. My parents know that I do this. I care about them, they care about me, and they support me. My boyfriend knows that I do this and he supports me. My friends know that I do this and they're true friends and they support me. And if there are people that are speaking badly about what I'm currently doing, then those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Go to where you're appreciated, not to where you're tolerated. Find people that want you to be happy and healthy and will support you in doing things that let you get there. I really like these at room temperature. They're sweeter that way. If a food is too hot, it's not as sweet. So imagine this. You have these people that love you, right? You have your family, you have your friends. And by the way, I'm not talking about 20, 30, 40, 50 people. You don't have to have all these people that love you. 4 quarters is better than 100 pennies. You could have 1 or 2 people in your life. You could have 1 person in your life that truly loves you. Imagine that. Let's say, oh my God. Imagine I die giving a tater talk. That's the way to go out. Imagine that. Here's a guy that loves me. Imagine that you have 1 person that really truly loves you and they support you and they want you to be happy and healthy. And you spend your entire life running around trying to impress all of these people that really don't give a hoot about you. And then you get to the end of your life and the person that really did truly support you says, what about me? I was here this whole time and I wanted you to be happy and healthy and I was here cheering for you and supporting you, but you were so busy worrying about what everyone else thought of you. Imagine if instead you focused on that person that does love you and does care for you and does want you to be happy and healthy. What would you do if you weren't so concerned with what strangers thought about you? Would you head to the gym? Would you sign up for that group fitness class because you are no longer afraid, what's everybody in the class going to think about me? Would you choose to eat the foods that make you feel really good and healthy and promote longevity? Or would you continue to eat the foods that don't make you feel good because you don't want other people to think that you're a freak because you're eating broccoli and potatoes while everyone else is eating pizza? How would your life change? How are these potatoes so good? When you stop caring so much about what other people think, your world expands tremendously. You start to look inward, whereas beforehand, you're looking outward. What's everybody else thinking about me? Well, what do you think about you? Are you at peace with yourself? Are you confident with yourself and happy with where you are? If the answer is no, then what can you do now? What will you do now? When we release the obsession with hyperfixating on what strangers think about us. We're now going to go out and try new things. We're going to go to that fitness class. We're going to make the food decisions that are the best for us. We're going to meet new people. We're going to go for the promotion at work. Our world is going to expand. And also, you now have the opportunity to get to know yourself. Because likely, when you are focusing so much on what other people think about you, you're trying to fit in the crowd. There's that Kurt Cobain quote, "They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same." Well, now that you have the confidence to say, I'm going to do whatever the heck it is that I want to do, even if it's different from everybody else, you get to discover your individuality and what makes you you and what your gifts are and your passions are and your hobbies are. So how do we get there? Side note about the potato. I usually peel the potato and then I eat the skin. Then I go for the inside. Remember at the beginning of this video, I asked you, how would your world expand if you didn't care so much about what people thought? What would you do? So now visualize it. And I know that when I talk to my clients, they say I would go out and I would walk and I would be seen in the world. I have clients that feel so good eating SOS, eating slim on starch. They say I get embarrassed when I'm in front of other people. And if I didn't care so much, I would eat whatever it is that really made me feel truly good. How would your world change? How would your health change? How would your state of mind change and your inner peace? Okay, you have visualized that. Now the question is, how do we get there? 3 steps. Number 1, focus on the people that you love and the people that love you. Survey them. Why do they love you? What values do you hold that they admire? Ask them, why do you love me? This will start to recalibrate you to focus on the things and to acknowledge the things that people actually care about. They'll say you're kind, you're honest, you're funny, you're supportive, you're non-judgmental. These are the characteristics that you want to focus on. These are the things that truly matter. Thank them for loving you and supporting you and building you up. Say to them, I want to do XYZ. Would you support me in that? I want to focus on my health. I want to make healthier meals. I want to start going to fitness classes. Would you support me in that? I want to be the happiest, healthiest version of myself. And then in turn, tell them what you love and value about them. Strengthen your relationship, strengthen your bond. Forget about all those strangers. Let's strengthen the bonds of the people that actually do matter and whose opinion you do value. Next, I want you to become aware of mind reading. When you go out into public with strangers, how often do you assume what they're thinking and read their minds? Oh, they must be thinking of this, that, and the other. That's actually a cognitive distortion, which is something that's talked about in therapy quite often, cognitive distortions. If you think that you can read people's minds, you cannot. We cannot read people's minds. We have no idea what everyone else is thinking. So why waste our time and energy trying to guess? You're probably guessing bad things anyway, things that you don't want to hear. Usually people think, oh my God, people probably think I'm the worst dancer in this Zumba class right now. They're probably so embarrassed for me. Quit the mind reading. And you may not be at the point where you can quit the mind reading, but at least for now, can you be aware of when you're falling into the cognitive distortion that we call mind reading? The people that are watching this video, I have absolutely no idea what they're thinking. But what I do know is the people that are watching this video that are actually getting value from it, those are the people that matter. Those are the people that I'm going to focus on. And those are the people that I'm going to cultivate a relationship with. What Sally says about Susie says more about Sally than it does about Susie. So if somebody is so upset that I'm wearing the color brown or whatever it is, that's a silly example, but usually it's a reflection on something that's going on with them. So I'm going to focus on the people that love this Tater Talk and are here eating their taters with me. You guys are my homies. You are the people that matter. The third step and the most important step. So step 1, focus on the people that you love, survey them, ask why they love you, strengthen those relationships, tell them why you love them. 2, quit the mind reading, or at least become aware of when you are mind reading. And then step 3. Step 3 is to look inward. You've spent so much time looking at everybody else, making sure that everybody else trying to control what they think about you, which by the way, you have zero control over. And I'll say this too. What one person approves of, the other person is going to disapprove of. You're going to exhaust yourself living for their opinion. And when you live for their opinion, you'll die for their approval. One person's going to say, you look great. The other person's going to say, you look horrible. Don't ever come to this Zumba class again. You're never going to please everybody. So if you want to exhaust yourself, be my guest, but you're going to be running laps trying to get that done. So what we want to do instead is look inward and say, who am I? What are my values? What are my hobbies? What do I want to do? A lot of this was probably subconscious, you not going and doing things because you're afraid of failure. You're afraid of what people are going to think. But if we now no longer spend our time obsessing over that, now we have the opportunity to say, who am I? So discover who you are, what your values are, what your morals are, what your hobbies are, what relationships you value, what your interests are. Discover that and then become confident in it. That is who you are. If you have complete confidence in who you are, then you're not going to value so much about what other people think about you because you like you. That is what matters, that you like you and the people that you value and love, you're able to communicate with one another what it is that you value about each other. How did my life change when I followed these steps? This is what made me Healthy Emmy. I'm talking to a camera and posting it online for people. Mind you, I started doing this over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. I started, no, not 15, 13 years ago, I started posting videos on YouTube. People didn't do that then. And it was a little embarrassing when people found out that I was doing it. And I was a teenager at the time. But I said to myself, if I get to the end of my life and I didn't do what truly made me happy, the regret I'm going to have is going to kill me. And that regret, that anticipated regret and pain was more intense than the discomfort of people thinking that I was a weirdo. I mean, imagine if I was so caught up with what other people thought about my posting videos online that I didn't post them. All the clients that I work with, we would have never met. I would be a teacher. I'd be a math teacher still in Boston, Massachusetts, teaching algebra and geometry if I cared what other people thought. My client Lib, we were talking about primary foods, and she said, I'm going to go to a dance class. I always chicken out, but this time I'm going to actually do it. She went and had the time of her life. I have another client named Sally who she wanted to try horseback riding. And she didn't for so long. A, because of her weight, she actually couldn't go on the horse. And B, because she said, what if I get there and they say, I can't believe that this woman thinks she's going to learn to ride a horse at 55 years old. She was embarrassed by her age that she was starting something. And I said, I'm so inspired that A, you prioritize your health and you release the weight, lost the weight so that you could get on that horse. And B, how cool that you're trying new things. I so admire that. That is so youthful. And by the way, 55, if 55 is old, we are in trouble because my parents are into their 60s and I just don't want to go there. I could go on and on about this, but you have things to do. You have to apply to the SOS program. Have you sent in your application for the Slim on Starch program yet? What are you waiting for? Let me know what you want the next Tater Talk to be. I will put them up on the screen right now. Your vote counts. If you vote for something, it is more likely to be the next Tater Talk. Comment of the day. What should I have people comment? Ooh, I know, because I was thinking about horses. I want you to comment if you're a cat person, a dog person, or both. I will not take any neithers. No neithers. I think we know my answer. All right, one more bite. One more bite of potato, and then we are out of here, friends. My camera's going to die. I love you, honey. So I'll see you in my next video.